I'm delighted to welcome onto the podcast today one of the most creative, artistic hairstylists out there right now. So really happy to welcome onto the How to Cut It podcast, Emmanuel Esteban. Welcome to How to Cut It, Emmanuel.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you to welcome me, because what I'm going to speak today, it's exactly what you are doing for the industry. Like, you are ingenious, you are innovative, and you are necessary. So thanks for inviting me.
Man, thank you so much for that. That's wicked coming from you as well, Manuel. And I think it would be fair to say that I've really become a huge fan of you, and it goes right back to our very early days hosting Hair Club Live, and that's where we got to know you. And wow, as soon as I met you and saw you at work, I just knew that you're somebody special. But today, really, I want to go into the whole process of thinking into creative hairdressing, artistic hairdressing, avant-garde hairdressing, whatever we want to call it. I want to learn about that.
So I'm going to explain to you what's avant-garde for me. So, and I like, as I said to you before, I like using the right words, and it's why I feel a little bit sometimes in English I don't use the word I would like to use. But so avant-garde, it's from, if you take the definition, it's from a French military expression. So basically, the avant-garde was the first people who were going into battle, and their mission was to find out how to break the defense of the enemy. So basically, they had to think, and in English you say think out of the box. So they had to think out of the box to find a way to win. Basically, they had to find the tactic who will make them army winning. And for that, they had to be innovative. They have to be they had to experiment, and they have to be ingenious. So it's why I said to you, you are ingenious in what you are doing, because you don't do what's been done before. So that's my main goal when I try to create something avant-garde. It's if I I try to create something you've never seen. Like now I'm working more into texture, but for me, one of the best hairdresser in the last 20 years, or at least the last decade for avant-garde, it's Angelo, because every single collection he created it's something in terms of color and everything, you never seen it before. So you're like, oh wow, that's new. So for me, that's avant-garde. It's not it's not something big, it's not something, it's I prefer something ugly, even if the beauty is arbitrary. Like, as I said, you can find something ugly and I can find it beautiful. So beauty is arbitrary, but you can, if I see something I never seen but I find it ugly, I will be like, oh wow, that's amazing. If I see something I find beautiful but I've seen it many times before, I'm gonna be like, well, I'm not impressed. So it's the way I see avant-garde. It's something who have to be experimental. It have to be innovative. It have to be unseen, ingenious, and it's been overused really. In the 90s, in hairdressing, you had a lot of hairdressers who were creating new things, like big shapes, architectural, big volumes, and everything. And because it was the time where you had a lot of shows, internet was going on and on and on. So everybody were having the information quite fast. So people had the image of avant-garde of being, big shapes or weird stuff, like, with makeup, lot of makeup and everything. And they kind of lost the way of, you need to create something new. So it's why for me avant-garde, it's innovation.
How you just explained that, and I loved how you just explain where that comes from, avant garde.
Yeah,
Fantastic, and I really get what you're saying. You have to think outside the box, to defeat that army, and you like you say in hairdressing and thinking outside the box. I'm all over. I love originality. I have to say, I get excited. I get excited by futurists, and futurists for me are people
yeah,
that are looking to do things differently. And you mentioned Angelo Seminara. I think he's one of the best hairdressers that we've seen in of all time, because
yeah.
he, avant-garde, it doesn't mean that you create something which is a mess. I think sometimes it's very, very hard to do avant-garde really well, because I think sometimes people are trying too hard.
Yes, and yeah, kind of. But it's just because people are, I think they've got in their heads, it have to be huge. Like it's, they just think it have
Bigger
to be big.
hair, the more avant-garde it
Yeah,
is, but it doesn't have to be, does it?
no, definitely not. Like you just have to do something. You have to do something personal, and the main thing is to do something you've never seen before, and that's the most difficult, and it's why people struggle to do avant-garde, because like the real avant-garde, it's something you've never seen before. Uh, so I'm lucky enough to overthink. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense.
I'm a little bit obsessed. Like if I see, like I don't know, I'm gonna see something and I'm gonna be like, oh my god, how can I make that with hair, blah 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 blah. So I overthink a lot. But it's so I'm lucky to I don't have a lack of imagination, but to start a collection or even one piece, it's a little bit difficult because like so you need to start. I try to work with my feelings. So you need to start with a feeling. After you need to build a file of like image or drawing or anything will make you
Do you draw?
remember.
Do you sit
No,
and
no,
okay?
no, I don't. It takes too much time. Like seriously, so basically, to make one hairpiece from the beginning, I will take 1 month. So, and I work probably every single day on hair. Uh, but after what, like I've got a personality a bit weird. I start something, I don't finish it, and I start something else.
What what makes you good at what you do? And you are good. And I'm not going to say you could probably be your world's worst critic. I
Uh,
don't think, but you are very good. But what is it that makes you good at this creative process of avant-garde?
I think, but same. I think I'm just. I've got a lot of imagination, so it's easy for me to find an inspiration, and I like. I just like to find the way to make what I've got in my head. And I like to struggle. I think I just like to struggle. I just try to find, and I'm obsessed. I'm just obsessed. I just keep thinking of how can I do that? How can I do that? How can I make it better?
Is that how your mind works?
Yeah, kind of. On morning, I'm not a morning person. I don't like to speak on the morning, but I like to do things on the morning. I wake up every morning at 6 o'clock, and can be Sunday or whatever. I will always wake up at 6 o'clock, and I love doing things and thinking on the morning. I just it's yeah. I wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I find a way, and I probably overthink when I'm sleeping, and I find but when I wake up, yeah, it's when I think like, okay, I'm gonna do that. I have to do that to just to create this. But it's just I think everybody
Do you
obsessed.
write it down then, Emmanuel? Because again, with
Yeah,
that
I write a lot.
idea, Right. Okay.
Yeah, I write a lot. I just lost I've got five notebooks
Right.
where I write everything. I have to write because I'm a goldfish. I don't.